everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday, happy weekend. How are you? Thank you for being here. If you're new here, hi, my name is Morgan. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. So today's video is going to be a little chatty type get ready with me. People ask me all the time to do like an everyday makeup tutorial, so this is kind of going to suffice as that for now. Obviously, I do my makeup differently pretty much every single day, so I just went with a look that was really simple, really easy. So if you're interested in how I achieved this look, feel free to keep watching. See you at the end. Okay, so I am now highlighting my face with the Tarte Shape Tape. I will show you what I used as my total base after I blend this out. I have been using this oval brush from Shop Miss A to put on my foundation and blend out all of my concealer. So as you can see, I really just like stipple. I don't buff my concealer in. I'm not really using this as a concealer. I'm using it more as a highlight to the face, but in general with concealer, I don't buff. I like to maintain the coverage that it gives. And obviously I want this to have some coverage because I want it to highlight the face. Like you can see the difference, and I've got concealer and foundation all over my lips. So how's it going, guys? A lot of you all have been requesting a get ready with me or an everyday makeup tutorial for a while. So that's why I am here doing this. I did my base first just because I'm not super comfortable being completely foundationless on the internet, just fully transparent there. And I'm wearing like a throwaway t-shirt type situation. So next time, maybe I'll be a little bit more professional with this, but for right now, I'm just totally casual. And the finished look, I will show you, like my hair will be done and all that stuff, but my allergies are bad. So my eyes are really red, and it's just this time of year, man. I swear the winter months get me. I know it's not quite winter yet, but it just feels like it's already completely winter and the sun isn't shining anymore. And I don't have seasonal affective disorder. I mean, not in a clinical way, but I think that the sun not shining affects all of us more than we actually think that it does. So now is the time of year for self-care, my friends. Self-care is important. I'm not used to doing this in like a viewfinder rather than in a mirror, so try to touch up. I don't really have any active acne right now. I probably shouldn't say that because I'm sure it will screw me. But yeah, everything that's residing on my face at the moment is really just like residual scarring or inflammation. Okay, so for my base today, I used the Born This Way foundation and the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I have gone through so many tubes of this already. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. And this is my second bottle of this. And I applied it using this little oval brush from Shop Miss A. They have a set of oval brushes on there. It's like a 5-piece set, and I think it's $5. And it's actually really good. I really, really like them. I actually really like a lot of what they do. So these are good. And that's what I used all over my face. And then to highlight, I used the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral. It's just lighter than the rest of my skin. Now for contour, I'm going to use the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer. It's a stick in the shade Baked. This is what it looks like. It almost smells like crayons. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in where I contour in the hollow of my cheek, and then up on my temples, just a little bit. I like to put it a little bit above the hollow of my cheek so that when I blend it downwards, it doesn't like muddy up my whole jawline. So like I was saying, I think that the winter months are the hardest for me to deal with, just because, I don't know, like vitamin D does so much for us that I don't feel like we acknowledge. It is such a necessary thing for our processes, like our human biological processes. And when I don't have that, I just feel like I lack motivation. Like I'm 10 million times more likely to just be a vegetable and not change out of my pajamas or get ready or really take care of myself. And if you accidentally put too much on, just like I did, I take a little bit of concealer and just kind of blend that up into that area. I'm just working as I go along. So short of like getting UV lights to mimic sun and I guess cause your body to produce vitamin D, I really just try to take better care of myself during the winter. And this is a recent development. I really did used to just like wallow in my self-pity during the winter and feel really sad that it was, I don't know, like you can't go outside and do all of the fun outdoor activities. So you have to find ways to just occupy yourself indoors, and that is so much easier said than done, especially for a lot of people. And in recent years, I've really just put a lot of focus on developing hobbies and like rituals, I guess, that really nourish me as a person and make me feel good about myself. So like I started knitting, which is probably weird. I took up hand lettering, photography, like product photography, which is part of what I do on Instagram and on my blog and stuff. And I actually do freelance product photography. So it became a way for me to make money as well, which is really nice. And beyond that, I'm going to do my brows. Okay, so I'm going to dip into the Anastasia Sultry palette to do my brows and my eyes. But I'm going to use the shade Twig to just kind of fill in the sparse patches of my brows and give them a little bit more definition. I'm using this Tarte brush that came with their brow pomade, which I also really like, but I'm currently out of. So towards the front, I really just do some super fine strokes to mimic hairs because I have a little sparse patch in the front of my brows. And then towards the back, I really just like add a little bit of definition. I try to go in the motion of it being actual hair strokes. I don't like for them to be like blocks, even though I do have quite thick brows anyway. So sometimes it just turns out that way no matter what I do. But that's really all I'm gonna do for that brow. And I am gonna put some brow gel over top of it. I'm gonna do the other eye. So beyond like my hobbies that I've acquired to occupy myself during the winter, I also adopted a lot of habits that I find very nourishing for me personally, like just making time for myself. I mean, using face masks, taking time to do things on my own that make me feel good, like reading or taking baths or, you know, really just doing whatever makes me feel good at the time. Drinking more tea than I normally would or drinking more coffee than I normally would. Just things that make me feel good as a person. And I feel like that's been a total game changer for me. It has made me feel much better when things are not as happy outside. Next, I'm going to use Cush Brow over top of that just to hold them in place. And I have found that that just gives me a sense of self-satisfaction even when I can't like go outside and do all the things I normally do, because I've made it a priority. Like I have a ton of stuff to do all the time and I feel like my list is never ending. You know, there's always going to be dishes to do or, you know, rooms to clean, things to sweep and dust and vacuum. That will always be there, but I have made it a priority to carve out time for myself now and just to relax and be in my zone and feel good and not worry about everything else, because I find it very easy to bury myself in the winter. It's just the fact that there's less light. The days feel so much shorter. The sun just never freaking shines. It's just a lot. And you have to do things for yourself that make you feel good, or you will just drown. I don't know. And some people have it way worse than others. Like if you have actual seasonal affective disorder, it literally can make you feel like you're just drowning. So yeah, my PSA to you is during the winter, take care of yourself. make time for yourself, do things that make you feel good, even if they are totally selfish and self-serving, because you have to take care of yourself or you can't take care of anyone or anything else, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Sultry palette. I can't decide what I want to do. I think I'm going to put Cinder all over my lids, which is this sparkly color. But I think I'm going to start with Birch, a little bit of Birch in the crease, just to give myself a little bit of a transitional color and a little bit of warmth, because Cinder is a little bit cool. So I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush, looks like this, and I'm going to take a little bit of Birch. These shadows are super pigmented, so you want to be super light-handed with them. And I'm just putting that in my crease. And I'm going to do this on both sides. I feel like this brush had something really dark on it, and that it's going to make this color a little bit muddy. I can't really tell what's happening. So yeah, that is in full swing here. We had freezing rain last night, so everything's covered in ice, and it's depressing to me. I love, love, love fall. I love, love, love spring. I love, love, love summer. Winter is the only season that I don't love. Like, I don't know. I need to find a way to like find beauty in spring or in winter. I find it so difficult because everything is so bare, you know, like the green outside or the colors like really give me life. They make me feel so happy and full. And when it's so barren outside and everything is so dark and you have 5 minutes between waking up and going to bed that are actually sunny on a really good day, I just find it difficult. It's a struggle. And I know I'm not alone in that. So I've already pulled out my Christmas mugs. I've already started in on the requisite self-care that is necessary to survive this time period. And I'm hoping that I am able to weather it. Okay, I just used the shade Fresh. It's the lightest shade on my brow bone. And now I'm gonna go in with this Shop Miss A brush with the shade Cinder just all over my lid. And again, be light-handed with these shadows. They are quite pigmented, and it's really easy to go from 0 to clown in about a millisecond. And I have been very guilty of that before. But overall, like, I really do think that these palettes are really great. Like, my mom loves them, and I really love them. I think that they're great for people who aren't super into eyeshadow, but want versatility and want a variety. So I would recommend them, but also I would recommend that you be very careful with them. So I'm blending with another Shop Miss A brush. I am going real Shop Miss A heavy today. I'm gonna go back in with that Real Techniques brush and just blend a little bit because it's got that transitional shade on it. So these are really great. I really, really love this palette. So I didn't think that I was going to. I actually thought that this palette was probably the most unnecessary thing I'd ever seen in my life. And literally the only reason I bought it is because of the packaging. I think that the packaging is absolutely gorgeous and I really wanted it. So that's the only reason I bought it. And I'm telling you, in person, it is so much better in my opinion. I have used most of the shades in it already, and I am certain that I will use the rest of them just because I really like it. So I'm going back in with Fresh, that really light matte shade, and I'm just popping that in the inner corner. This is actually a really pigmented cream. Typically with these cream shades, especially in palettes, they're not that pigmented. They don't have much color payoff at all. But I find this one to be really nice, and sometimes I just really enjoy a matte inner corner when I'm using a shimmer on the lid. I find that it makes the shimmer way less overwhelming than it would be otherwise.
This is a really old MAC 217 blending brush, if you were curious, because I have been using this a little bit. Okay, on my lower lash line, I'm gonna use the shade Birch, which is what I used in my crease. The first shade, it's a matte, like brown color. So I'm just gonna put that on the very outer corner and smudge it downwards a little bit. I am aware you cannot see what I'm doing. Just smudge it downwards just to give a little bit of continuity with the top and the bottom. Same on the other side, just literally just in the outer corner to give as little drama as possible. I feel like this, like what I'm going for here is a wearable look, not something that's super glam, but also something that's not super basic. Like you can tell clearly that I'm wearing makeup and I'm wearing eyeshadow, but it's not so overwhelming that you're like, wow, you look like a clown. So this is what the eyes look like. I need to blend this a little bit more over here. This is what the eyes look like. Very simple, very easy. And I'm not gonna apply eyeliner. This is the palette that I used. I think I used 3 shades. Yeah, I used 3 shades and I really like it. First, I'm going to do blush. I feel like I look like I'm dead. I feel like there's this really distinct look when you have on all of your makeup except for your mascara, where you just look like you're dead. You look like a corpse. And blush. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Blush Color Infusion in the shade Rosé. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna use this Sonia Kashuk number 18 brush. So really just like, I pat this in rather than just like blending it, you know, because I want it to maintain some pigment and I don't want it to wipe away my foundation or my base, because I do have scars in this area on both sides of my face. So I just try to dismantle what's underneath it as little as possible, I guess. So there's that. And it's most concentrated on the apples of my cheeks. And I'm not using any powder bronzer or contour today. And now I'm going to, apply my mascara. I am using the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. I have been obsessed with this for months. It hasn't changed yet. I still think that it's one of the best mascaras ever in the history of time. But anyway, back to the seasonal affective issue. Do you all feel the same way? Like, do you think that the winter affects your mood the way that it affects mine? Does it make you feel less creative or less energized or less motivated? Like, seriously, this is something that I learned the hard way. But on days when I'm off, I do so much better to get up, get ready, like get on with my day earlier in the day, because sitting around in my pajamas actually ruins my mood. Like, it makes me feel like a trash person. It makes me feel like a zombie. It makes me feel like I am dead and like I have no energy and like I just want to take a nap. It really does. It does that to me. So this is the Hourglass mascara. I'm gonna get a handheld mirror to do this other eye because it's really hard to do down there. I can't really see what I'm doing. Anyone else get mascara in your hair almost every single day? Because same. I have so many hairs like around the perimeter of my face that just like to curl into my eyes apparently, and they get all up in my mascara every single day. Today's been a really good day, but it's probably because I have a shirt ton of dry shampoo in my hair right now because my hair is dirty and I cannot be bothered to wash it this morning. I need to wait till tonight, but people are coming over later, so I have to like have some sort of decent situation happening on my head. Okay, so just for the record, with a fresh tube of this, or with a tube that's like not an inch from death, it doesn't take this long. Because I know it's taken me 36 years. It's probably taken me longer to do my lashes than any other step in this whole thing. Okay, so that is for this look. I'm not going to wear a lip color today. I'm just going to wear my raw sugar pineapple and Macai berry plus coconut lip balm, just because when it's really dry and cold outside, my lips need more hydration than they do lip balm, or not lip balm, or than they do lipstick. Okay, so I'm going to go do my hair and put on an outfit of sorts, and I will be back to show you the total final result and just give you a quick recap. Yeah, be right back.
Okay, so here we are with the completed look. I really didn't do that much to my hair. I just kind of shook out the dry shampoo and put a little hairspray in it. I am wearing this super cozy faux Sherpa thing. This is really more like a coat. It's like triple lined. It's so warm. It's really cold outside, so I'm gonna be going out and I want it to be warm. But this is like a really casual look. It's not very complicated. It's not super glammed up, but it is very put together. I really like it. This is what I would do for a very natural, everyday look. This isn't quite no makeup, but this is what I would do for an everyday look. And if you didn't catch, I did not use powder. My skin has been so normal lately. I don't feel like I need a powder. I feel like when I put a powder on my foundation these days, it just makes my skin produce more oil because it mattifies me. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how I feel. So I have not been wearing a powder lately. Obviously, feel free, if you want to be inspired by this, feel free to modify it in whatever way you want. Use your own eyeshadow palettes that you already have, your own favorite blush shades. Skip the foundation, skip the contour, skip the brows, skip whatever doesn't make sense for you personally. And yeah, thank you for watching and listening to my ramblings about winter and winter mental health. And I will see you all on Monday. Bye.